Few, if any, prominent Nicaraguan diplomats have dared turn on President Daniel Ortega until now. In the plenary session of the Organization of American States, Nicaragua's ambassador Arturo McFields asked to speak in the name of more than 117 political prisoners and 350 people killed by his government.
Denouncing the dictatorship of my country is not easy, but to continue remaining silent and defending the indefensible is impossible. I have to speak out, even if I am afraid. Even if my future and my families are uncertain, I have to speak out.
Arturo McFields has been a Washington-based diplomat for the government for a decade. His surprise decision to denounce Ortega came days after former presidential candidate Cristiana Chamorro was sentenced to 8 years in detention for financial crimes and so-called ideological deviations. 48 other opposition figures who've been tried inside Managua's notorious El Chipote prison have been sentenced to between 8 and 13 years in prison on what are widely described as politically motivated and trumped-up charges. Ambassador McFields says disenchantment with Ortega is widespread, but that public servants are afraid to speak out.
Days before our withdrawal from the OAS, we had a virtual meeting in the Foreign Ministry with a team of presidential advisors. I suggested they release at least 20 elderly political prisoners and 20 other ordinary prisoners for health reasons. I told them that it would be a humane and politically intelligent action, since no one should die in prison, especially if they are innocent and lack adequate medical care. They want me to shut up.
Last month, Hugo Torres, who saved President Daniel Ortega's life when they both fought to overthrow a former Nicaraguan dictatorship, died in prison. And Vilma Núñez tells Al Jazeera that others are in critical condition.
All the prisoners are suffering from health issues. For example, former Deputy Foreign Minister Victor Hugo Tinoco is in a grave condition because of a lack of medical treatment for his pre-existing illnesses.
McFields' very public turn against Ortega is not only an embarrassment for the government, but also a boost to opponents who've just announced they'll have to operate from abroad to remain out of prison. Lucia, Newman, Al Jazeera.